have for breakfast today, Craig?
Spray cans. I would be considered the first generation of graffiti artist in the city. I've been painting for over 40 years. I just got swept up in the whole momentum of this hip hop scene. One day, one of my friends came to the breaking practice and showed us some sketches. That's how I got introduced to graffiti art and street art. I mean, I was a total jock, baseball, basketball, football every year until breakdancing came. And I feel like I'm connected to the people of San Francisco, and it's really about giving back too. So I'm pretty proud to be here and to be picked as one of the artists representing the street art, graffiti art scene in San Francisco. It's pretty important that people have a voice and to promote art and for a good cause also. And to give back is really important. Everyone has their story, you know, of getting into the department. I've just been lucky that San Francisco Fire Department has hired me to be one of the firefighters in the city, and it's just been one hell of a ride. I've been in there for about 6 years, and I love the department. I love the people in the city of San Francisco, and I love to serve the people of the city of San Francisco. Well, I'm from Fillmore, Japantown. Basically, I lived there for many years, but I always knew this area also. There was a lot of good food, and I mean, I have my own little say about the area around here is called Divisimo, between Divisadero and Fillmore. We have a pretty diverse community. It's all about inclusion. I've always felt connected to this place. My mom recently passed, and so I've always been coming down here to visit my mom in Japantown and in Fillmore District. You know, it's sentimental to me. And there's KPOO right up the street, which was one of the first college radio station or community radio stations that played hip hop on the radio way before hip hop was even played anywhere. There's a huge hip hop community out here also. When it comes to graffiti art and spray can art, it was very connected because that's part of hip hop culture. To look back, it's like that's all I've ever been, is resilient. Is to stay the course, is to actually paint for 40 years, and I'm still painting. I feel like that's my middle name because I never stopped dreaming about becoming a San Francisco firefighter and giving back to the community which I serve. That's one of the things that is a dream to me that came true. Because a lot of people were saying, oh, you know, it's not gonna happen, but I just kept at it and kept at it. And I think that's part of the reason why that I am successful, because I never gave up.
This is Sister Cities. We're heading into late afternoon in San Francisco, when the colors get a little more vivid and you can see the streets in a new light. Take a stroll through any of San Francisco's iconic neighborhoods, including here in the Mission, and you'll see colorful, stunning artistry everywhere you turn.
The reality is that they're artists and they want to express themselves. It's just that they don't have $40,000 or $80,000 a year to go to art school.
One artist named Crayone has spent decades giving city streets and alleys a new voice, making his hometown even more colorful while encouraging young artists to pick up an aerosol can and find their voice. Wes Wong is a student of Crayone. He's part of a new generation of aerosol artists transforming blank walls into stories.
Well, it's interesting to see you use San Francisco as your canvas. I'd like to use it as my canvas for once with you guys.
I brought the colors for this particular piece because we have tags. So basically I have to come by every so often. My murals get tagged on.
Now, as a first timer, what do I need to know about how to hold the can, how to spray it? Where do I begin?
First of all, make sure that it's not spraying towards you.
Okay. Step number one.
Right, there you go, yeah. Control burst like that, yeah. There you go.
Like that? Okay. There's something oddly gratifying about this.
It's almost like airbrush, you know? You're really never touching the wall. Pretty good. I should give you a certificate.
Thank you, I'll take it. Am I being replaced right now? Is that what's happening, Wes?
Actually, Wes is just gonna bring some yellow down here.
On this stuff, because there's so much that goes into it, not only technically, but the meaning and the purpose and the passion behind it.
Of course, there's a huge culture behind it, but also art is a human story. I think when we do art, we inspire. because we're all humans. We're all going through the same thing.
It's true, the best public art doesn't just celebrate a city. It asks us to explore our own lives and stories.
My name is Crayone. I live in San Francisco, born in New York, raised in Korea for about 7 years and been out here ever since. And I've been painting spray can art, graffiti art, aerosol art for like 30 plus years. The role that art plays in my life, that's a big one. I mean, we have to take care of life's issues like, board, food and stuff like that and careers. But, I try to still have art in my life because art is therapeutic. I wouldn't know what to do with my life if it wasn't for art. I mean, I just can't see myself just going to work 9 to 5 and not have art in my life. So art is very important. Style, even though I've been doing this for 30 plus years, I'm deciding to be serious and get into like more of the gallery work. I think that's my next stage in life, is to figure out what I want to do, because basically I'm a hired gun. I'm a gunslinger as far as like art, because I go to a client, they say, hey, I want a Ferrari and Bugs Bunny, and I can do that. I can do it exactly to the T, a Ferrari and a Bugs Bunny. But how do I integrate that into something that what I want to do? My interpretation of the Ferrari, my interpretation of Bugs Bunny. So that's the next stage of my life. It's like I have a lot of skills as far as like painting whatever I want to paint, but as far as like recognizable style, that's my next stage of my life. 319 Coffee, I like who they are. I like what they're doing. They told me, hey, do you. When the owners told me that I can do whatever I want, I mean, I just was excited about the project. I've decided to do something a little bit more out of my what I'm used to doing. It's funny, but it's at the same time, it's serious. It's got a national bird, but also it's adding humor and a lot of flavor, a lot of color, and a lot of background where I come from. In San Francisco, we have our own unique way of looking at art than most, I think, cities around the world. And so I've decided to look elsewhere. Now, not only are certain graffiti writers from around the world are influencing me, but also artists from the past. It's important that we still do the art that we love to do, and not compromise, I've been compromising for a long time, and now it's finally coming full circle where I can actually do the things that I want to do. I'm looking forward to the new Crayone, like the Crayone 2.0. Never give up, I mean, it sounds kind of cliche, but really don't give up, because I think the longer you do something and the more you're gonna get better at it, but also your reputation starts getting larger and your understanding of art gets much broader. And I think if you stop because you feel like you've attained a goal, I think you always have to be a student of the game, and to have that mentality to always keep learning, it's just gonna make you better.
And only a year ago, the artistic activities of one 20-year-old San Francisco man could have gotten him in a lot of trouble. Today, they're about to make him a little famous and maybe even a little rich. Wayne Friedman has a story of a graffiti artist who now uses walls instead of canvas.
It begins as 2 lines and a splotch on blank canvas. He paints by the name Crayone. According to critics, a fresh new artist in a brand new medium.
It's endless possibilities, endless. The spray can.
If someone had said to you 4 years ago you were going to be an artist, would you have believed them?
No. I'm sorry, no.
4 years ago, he lived in a housing project near San Francisco's North Beach district. Just another 16-year-old who liked spray painting walls. But there was a difference. While the others left their names, Crayone developed his art, some of which, years later, remains untouched. But in a world filled with graffiti, that's an exception more than the rule.
Thrashed. All of them. There's no respect anymore. There's no respect. Everyone's trying to write messages over messages and over messages. You just don't know what they're saying anymore.
So to gain respect and permanence and recognition in a broader arena, Crayone did something unprecedented for a West Coast graffiti artist. He went legitimate.
Were you surprised by the result?
Yeah, I was pretty surprised because I never worked with canvases before.
Despite the fact that he's never had any formal art training, each of the first 9 works evolved with a different style. Together, they took less than 2 weeks.
I don't know if I should be amazed or not, because, you know, I don't know how long canvases should take, you know.
He calls this new form surfiti, distinctively West Coast in name and themes and coloring and technique. To watch Crayone with a spray can is to see a master at work.
We have rules among the writers. If you use everything that's hand techniques, you know, the better you get, you know, the more recognition you'll have.
Just 15 minutes after starting, those 2 lines on a blotch have become his 10th canvas, a piece of art that, unlike many of its predecessors, will endure. In San Francisco, Wayne Friedman, News 4.